What's up, everybody? This is Jennifer Han, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my journey to lose 100 pounds. So if you want to follow me on this journey, please subscribe to my channel. So today is July 25th. Yesterday, I weighed in at 237 pounds even. Today, I weighed in at 236.6 pounds. So that's a daily weight loss of 0.4 pounds. Happy with that. Yesterday, I hit 1,565 calories and hit 176 grams of protein. So I'm within my calorie range and exceeded my protein goal. Everything's good on the nutrition end. Still went to the gym today. Walked to the gym, worked out, walked back. And today I'm kind of excited. I'm nervous, whatever. Today I actually start my new job. So I was at my old job for 10 years. So I haven't had a new job in 10 years. So I'm nervous, I'm excited, but I think that this career path is right for me. I'm completely changing career. So for the past 10 years, I was middle management in a factory, and I'm not saying that factory jobs don't matter, because they do. They supply food, basic necessities in life, but like I feel like now like I have a big girl job again. Prior to working in a factory, I was in the insurance field, went from insurance to factory, and now actually I'm going into corrections, so correctional officer. And I'm excited, I'm nervous, but anyway, I'll be starting that job later on today, so I have to record this and then get ready to head out to my new job. So I think today's topic is going to be new beginnings, improving self-image, and so my new beginnings I've shared in my previous videos. You know, I've lost both of my parents in the past 7.5, 8 years, and I've had some crazy things happen in my life too, with illness and with other personal issues, and relocated, moved, and now I'm going in for a career change. But, you know, like when you guys are a kid and people ask, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do with your life? You know, you're all giddy. You're like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to live here when I get older. I want to have, you know, a family, whatever the case may be. But, you know, me as an elder millennial, like just life, it brings you down. You lose that hope for life. There's no enthusiasm anymore. You're not surprised by any of the hardships that life hands you or anything like that. But I gotta say, I'm truly excited. Like, I don't know. This is just a big change and a big opportunity for me. So the nerves are kind of settling, and I'm just excited to get this day started and see how I like the job. Hopefully it lives up to my expectations, but I don't know. You know, I'm 34. Like, I know that's not like extremely old or anything, but I honestly thought that I would retire from my last job. So for me to even be leaving my old company and to completely shift career paths, I'm excited. So, you know, it shows it's never too late to start new. I was in a very toxic environment before, and I just had to be fed up, basically, and work up the courage to be able to leave that situation and to start something new. So hopefully, if you're in a situation similar to what I was in, hopefully you can work up the courage to leave and start a new life as well. And something else I'm working on this health journey, you know, obviously all my physical stuff is number one: losing weight, eating right, improving my fitness. So I'm also trying to do the work on the inside as well. So I'm really trying to improve my self-image. I don't know why. For as long as I can remember, I've had a very negative self-image. Not even like physically. I have just always felt like I was a bad person for some reason. I don't know why I've thought that. Like, I don't do wrong by people. I help people out whenever I can. But there's just something on the inside that's just like, oh, you're a piece of crap. I probably honestly really need to go to therapy. Like, that's not something I'm just kind of putting on the back end. Like, I honestly probably need to get some stuff figured out. But I always feel like I'm this bad person. I don't know why. Like I shared in yesterday's video, I took care of my parents up until the point that they passed away. At one point, my sister-in-law, she also has a chronic illness, and she fell and broke her leg at one point. And when I was working night shift, I'd have to help take care of her, and I believe my niece was 3 years old at the time, so I take care of them all day until my brother got off work. Like, I have this constant thing in my life where I sacrifice myself and drop everything that I do to help people. And I'm not trying to be like a martyr or whatever, but I genuinely love helping people, and it gives me great satisfaction. But at the same time, I know I've helped people. I know I've helped friends, family, strangers even. And I don't know, for some reason in my mind, I'm just like, you're a bad person. You don't deserve this life. You don't deserve these opportunities. You don't deserve to have a healthy life that you've always dreamed of. And I'm really working on that. Like, I think some of it might have to be at any job I've been in. I've worked my way up to management. And with management, like, I was never a mean manager in any sense, but you have to be firm. At my last job, I was responsible for a team of 40 people, and I had to ensure that our job got done, correctly and efficiently. Every day I had to stay on top of people. But, and a lot of the people that were on my team from my previous job, I'm still friends with them. They're, lifelong friends. So I know I'm a good leader, but I think from the management aspect, so I was like a middle manager at my last company. So I was the go-between between the head supervisor and then the general production staff. So honestly, I got into more fights with the supervisor because of the way that my staff was being treated. So I felt like at that job I was fighting every day because the supervisor, he never wanted to approve people's PTOs when they had like legit, medical reasons going on, family emergencies, or just needed a day off. At that job we work 7 days a week. Everybody needs time off. So it felt like I was always fighting with the supervisors on behalf of my people, but every day was a fight. And I think that's what's really led to this mentality. It was just, I had to fight every single day. And when you argue every single day, you kind of look at yourself and you're like, am I the problem? Like, I'm not, I don't know, I'm not confrontational. I'm laid back. It's just, you do your job, I do my job, call it a day. But God, I had to fight with upper management so many times on behalf of my people. Like, on one circumstance, I can remember one of my team members got injured very badly. Like, so on some nights at work, we had to do sanitation, so we'd have to clean the whole facility with very potent chemicals. And if you don't know anything about chemicals, there's caustics and non-caustic chemicals. You mix those two together, you create mustard gas. Create mustard gas, it can be deadly. So, and then, or if you just had a really strong chemical and didn't dilute it properly, then you could also get injured. Very severe chemical burns. I have scars all along my hands. My hands kind of look like Freddy Krueger if I did a close up, because I just have so many scars from the chemicals that we had to use at that company. But anyway, in one circumstance, I can remember one of my team members was cleaning something, and a member of management, he didn't know what chemical she was working with, didn't know if it could cause a chemical reaction, went and got another jug of chemical and just poured it all over her machinery. Didn't give her a heads up, didn't ask what she was scrubbing with, didn't know if it was a caustic or a non-caustic or anything like that. And thank God there wasn't a chemical reaction, but it was a very strong, dangerous chemical, and he didn't dilute it whatsoever. And so she got a very, very bad chemical burn. And when I tell you, I cussed this man out, I cussed his boss out, I got called to HR over it, and they tried to write me up for it because of the way that I talked to upper management. I refused to sign it. I'm like, if you really want to cause an issue with this, we can go to safety and I can tell them the real story. So from, just different situations like that, that wasn't the first time, and unfortunately at that company it won't be the last time. And my buddy a few weeks ago, he texted me out of nowhere and was just like, hey, you're never going to believe what happened to me. He was on vacation up in Wisconsin, which is like 3 states away from me. And he said, I'm up here on vacation and my truck broke down and me and all my kids are stranded. And so I jumped into action immediately. I was like, so we need to get a big van or an SUV, and, I need to come rescue you. He goes, oh, you don't have to do that. I'm like, bro, I have to get you home. I have to get you and your kids home. So, with that situation, it's summer break, so a lot of the different rental car companies, all of their SUVs, vans are all rented out. So I'd get a hold of a rental car company, Enterprise, and other companies, and you would book your confirmation online. They would say, oh yeah, we have plenty of SUVs available, we have plenty of vans available. So I'd book it, and then I would drive out of town to go and pick up this vehicle. Always in the middle of me going to pick up the vehicle, Enterprise would call me and be like, we actually don't have this vehicle available. I did that 5 different times in one day. So I was all over my state, literally trying to find a vehicle that was big enough to go and get my buddy and his kids and bring all of them back home. And so anyway, couldn't use a rental car company. Ended up finding somebody here in town. We swapped vehicles for a day, and I was able to go and get him and the kids. But I dropped everything, did everything in my power to go get him, and drove 6.5 hours one way, picked all of them up, drove due to traffic in like the Chicago area. It took about 7.5 hours to get home. But just things like that, like, I know those are good deeds. It's good, I should be putting out good karma out there in the world. But there's just something on the inside I just cannot shake. Like, just that feeling of being a piece of crap and a bad person. So, but I'm working on it, because, like, when I talk out loud and talk about my situations, I'm like, I'm an idiot for thinking that I'm bad. Like I rescue cats. I have 3 cats that I've rescued, and I don't know, I'm always there for my family. I have a little niece that I'm very close with, and I spoil her rotten. I don't know, I feel like in our family, I'm the go-to person whenever somebody is in a time of need, and I'm more than happy to oblige and to help in any way I can. So I'm not one for, I don't know, positive self-talk or whatever, or any sort of like cheesy positive affirmations, which I do think Snoop Dogg's little kid affirmations are kind of cool, but I don't know. I think what I'm going to do to helped me on this process of realizing that I'm not a bad person, that I do deserve a wonderful life, is that I'm just going to kind of like talk through it every day. Just like I did in this video, I'm going to list, you know, how I've helped others, how I try to help the community, how I try to give back. And maybe that will kind of help change my perspective on myself. Because honestly, I think if I don't get this issue resolved, one day I'm going to crack and I'm going to be like, why even go on this health journey? I don't deserve it. Like, I'm not a good person. I'm never going to amount to anything. Because those are the thoughts that go on inside my mind. So I know I really need to change my outlook and my perspective in order to be able to make changes throughout my whole life. So I guess my message for today is just, more than likely, you're not a bad person. If you have a negative self-image, just do like I'm doing. List out your accomplishments and things that you've done to help people and things like that. And once you talk through it, you realize, like, you're kind of foolish for thinking that you're a bad person or that you don't deserve the best life that you can possibly attain. So I think that's it for today. Thanks for listening to me rant. This was kind of all over the place, but yeah, let's really work on our self-image and improve our minds and our bodies. And please, if you like this video, please like it, and please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. See ya.